Good morning, gang. Welcome back. We about to go magnet fishing, but I need to vent to somebody real quick. I just did something really stupid, and I feel really dumb. I just need to talk to somebody. So, yeah, I was taking my small car to the grocery store because every time I take my truck to the grocery store, it seems like somebody hits my freaking truck and does some damage to it. So I was like, you know what? Let's take the small car to the grocery store, and you know, no one will hurt this car, and if it gets hurt, I probably won't care too much. I guess I was wrong. So I was driving to the grocery store, and today's trash day, so there was a trash can on the left side of the road. I was staring at the trash can, and I swerved to the right to miss the trash can, and I swerved into another trash can. Well, yeah, guys, that is what I did to my poor little Focus. Rest in peace, side mirror. And the worst part is, I circled back around to get my mirror, and I was hoping at the very least I messed that trash can up. You know, it's you mess my stuff up, I'm gonna mess your stuff up. And there is not one freaking scratch on that trash can. So in today's episode, we're going to be doing some magnet fishing, of course. But in today's episode, we're going to be recirculating through a bunch of my old spots. Just the local ones. All the ones probably within like 15-20 minutes of my house that I've kind of burned up in the past. Most of these spots I honestly have not been to in easily like 8 months, probably since like January, February, and it's almost Thanksgiving now. So it's been a little while since we've been out there. In today's episode, it's just me. There's no Outdoors Weekly. It's just gonna be you and me hanging out today. You and I. Ooh, Danny's stepping his game up. But yes, that's what we're doing today. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and see you at the first spot. This camera battery's running low, so let's go do it. Oh. Here we go, guys. Look at the first spot. Whoa, exposure. Settle yourself down. There we go, guys. 1 second. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. This is like one of the few spots in the winter where the lily pads just hold on super strong. And then we got a nifty little bridge over here. Let's walk over here real quick. And this is actually a really popular fishing spot in this area. So I have pretty high confidence that we might find something good. But you never know, guys. It's magnet fishing. You never know what you're getting into until you really throw your magnet in the water. All right. Yes, I'm always in the habit now of checking under the bridge because you never know if there's someone living under there. I hope there isn't for that person's sake. You know, that's not a comfortable spot to live, but you know, I'd hate to be magnet fishing at someone's home. That'd be a little weird. So yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna hop out here and do some magnet fishing. I'm probably gonna start here. So I'm gonna put my fancy camera up and hopefully find some cool stuff. Whew, I didn't see my magnet, y'all. I was like, did I really just drive here without my magnet? Where's my little perch? It's kind of hiding from, oh, here it is. Let's do this quickly. Boom, just like that, guys. All right. I think we got something first throw. Just like a big old nail or something. But that is not what I clicked onto. I forgot to scrape my magnet last time I went home. I got this plastic scraper at my house, and it actually does a really good job. I really, really want to throw my claw out here already, but the only oh, there's something else. What the heck? It's almost like a stand to a jack or something. Maybe like a mirror thing for a truck, like a side thing. And another nail. Ooh, it's big. Nice. Damn, there's something big right there, but I'm pretty sure it's like wedged under this tree or something like that. Oh, I landed on something big. Nice. Come on, baby, stay on there. Don't hit that tree. Don't hit the tree. Is it a sign? No, no, no. Where'd you go? No, no, my God, I had a sign. The problem is, I think part of it is under this freaking tree. Like when I brought it towards me, I think it slid under there somehow. Or it's hitting something, I can feel it. Come out of the water, baby. Yes! Yes! Aha! All right, I'm gonna throw this over the side, like up over the railing so I can take it with me. We had a car coming. I don't want to freak him out though by just throwing metal stuff on the road. Nice. Ah, yes! Ah, sha, sha, sha. All right, sir, we shall put you here. Heck yeah, guys. That sucker has been down there for, oh, don't step off the side, Danny. That sucker has been down there for a long time too. Oh my goodness. So I've had a lot of people suggest over, I guess, the course of this channel that I should tie the rope off to myself or to my leg so I don't accidentally throw the rope in the water. And I'm just gonna go over the biggest reason why I don't do that. Imagine falling into the water with a piece of rope tied around your leg. That just has so many possibilities to go wrong. I would way rather lose a magnet and a rope than my life. Honestly, guys, like, so imagine falling in the water, you start kicking to swim, and then all your feet do is get tangled in the rope or something like that. That honestly seems like an extremely real possibility to me. Down the road, it was a couple years ago, rest in peace to this guy, but he went into the water to save some little girl that was drowning, and he ended up drowning himself. He dove into the water to, I guess, get her out, and he dove under there and got tangled in fishing line. So, I mean, stuff like that really kind of makes me paranoid. So, like I said, I would much rather lose the rope and magnet and buy a new one, as opposed to not being able to make videos anymore, if you know what I'm saying. So that is why I will never tie the rope to myself. There are times where, you know, I'll do it maybe, but like where I am right here, like right here, basically if there's any chance I can fall into the water, like at all, I will not do that because I already have 2 pairs of pants on. So that's gonna be a big enough challenge to get out of already. Yeah, guys, you gotta be safe. You gotta think smart, you know. Of course you wanna have fun, but you always just kind of wanna be as smart as possible. Especially when you're kind of playing around the water. It's, you know, it's not like this is a dangerous hobby, but the possibility is there for things to potentially go bad, unfortunately. What in the heck is this thing? These are so common everywhere, guys. What are these? Some kind of like gear or something. You know what, guys? I think I'm going to change things up. I was going to go to a couple different spots, but this company recently sent me a underwater camera to help us kind of like find stuff on the bottom. I think this might actually be a good time to go home, charge that up, and actually see what's down here. I don't know about y'all, but that seems like it could actually be a pretty cool idea. That way I don't have to risk my claw anymore. I don't have to risk my magnet anymore. We can just actually see what's down there. And at the same time, kind of review that cool little nifty camera. So, you know what, guys? Sorry for the short magnet fishing trip, but I think I'm gonna get my claw loose and go do that, because I honestly completely forgot about that camera. And you know what? I am going to go ahead and go home and play with that, once I get my claw free, of course. You know what, guys? I see something. It's magnetic. My magnet kind of stuck to it. Let's see if we can get out of the water. And this is actually a conservation area. So like, this area is dedicated, 1 second. Like, this is a genuine conservation area. So it's kind of sad just seeing any kind of trash out here. Like freaking, what is this? Like some kind of trim to someone's house? Oh no. Damn it, Daniel. I really just need to go ahead and leave. Well, I saw something there. I swear I did. And it was like kind of in the rocks, and I put my claw a little too close to the rocks, and I think I just like dug up into the rocks somehow. Did it come out? Oh wow, it was something. I ripped like a barrel out of the water. Heck yeah, guys. Whoa. Let's go ahead and throw that in the back of the truck. Man, see, this is terrible, y'all. Like, this is absolutely freaking terrible. Like, people just come out here, like, this is a literal area for, like, oh, Daniel, no. There's my bike from the other day. I'm about to go over to my friend's house and fix it up and put a chain on it. He might have some new tires for it. I'm kind of pumped about that one, y'all. That is probably my favorite find of the last few months. All right, gang, so here's the plan. I'm gonna go back to my house and I'm gonna go ahead and charge up that underwater camera because I don't think, all right, cool. So, all right, folks, we are back here out at the spot where I was earlier this morning. I went home, I rested, I charged up my camera from, what did I say? Go Fish Cam, I think that's it. So this is what it looks like on the inside. We got like a little, I think that's the power button, and let's go ahead and flick that. I think, damn. Oh yeah, it's blinking. That has to be good. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and hit record, and I think that's all I have to do. I wonder what it looks like. Oh, I imagine you want to like make sure this is on super freaking good. All right, gang. So we were gonna go ahead and try this thing out in the spot where I was earlier today. So I want to go ahead and climb this railing real quick. Okay, yes. So here we are. We're where I was earlier today. So the thing was over here. I feel so weird throwing a freaking camera into the water. Like intentionally just throwing this thing into the water. Ooh, I'm gonna have to like go really slowly. Without having a magnet on there, it does not want to sink to the bottom. It's just kind of like floating along, which I think I prefer to keep it just like floating. Uh-oh, it's in a stick. Oh no. Okay, we're free. So if I remember right, there's something big like right here. And I think we're right over it right now. I feel so weird just like dragging a camera through the water. Yeah, it's kind of like floating through the water like this, like tipped down. But this is also floating a rope, so it might be making that little knot I tied on there might be working like a bobber right now. You know, guys, I'm not 100% sure if this is working. It might be, it might not be. So before I'm out here for like 30 minutes just throwing this around, I do have a little like a phone card adapter thing that I can attach my SD card to and put the footage into my phone. So if I can, so I'm gonna throw that into my phone real quick and see if I can pull some footage and see if it's actually worthwhile. Yes. Oh. All right, guys. I think it's time to talk about this camera for a minute. Oh, yes. So, I have some good things to say and some bad things to say. I'm just gonna go ahead and be honest. This camera, I guess it did what it was supposed to do, but it was a pain in the butt in the end. I got some notes right here. Sorry if I'm kind of like referring back and forth. It's hard to kind of like give a good thorough review without notes with this kind of stuff right here. It's just something for me to reference to so I don't miss any talking points. But first and foremost, I obviously just gotta say thank you to this company for sending me this camera. Sorry if I have anything negative to say, but basically I'm just trying to be as honest as I can for my subs. You know, I don't want to lead anybody to making any false purchases without being as thoroughly educated as possible. And I'm not the type just to get something for free and just to push it and hopefully I can get something back. But let's go ahead and dive in to what I like about this camera. So, some good things about this camera. It does have a little underwater light. Let's see if we can go ahead and get that to turn on real quick. And it's really easy to activate. All you have to do is open the bottom right here and you flick it that way to record without a light.
and then you flick it, well, you can't see what I'm doing, but you flick it this way to record without a light, and then you flick it this way to record with a light. And then all you have to do is hit that red button, and then you're recording at 1080, 60 frames per second. Which is where my first gripe kind of comes in. If you want to change your frame rate or your quality down to 720, you have to, I think, hit this button and hold it till the light changes colors. Which is kind of an obnoxious setting. But the good thing about 1080 60 frames per second is you can stabilize your footage, because this little camera doesn't have any kind of image stabilizer in it, which I want to complain about that, because most GoPros, something this size, around the same price point, have some kind of electronic image stabilization in it. But this is built to record under the water, and if you're not super familiar with cameras, image stabilizers don't work that good in low light. So that may have been a reason they intentionally left that out of here, because it could have just made the footage glitchy, or at least if it's electronic image stabilization, it'll be hard to control it. So with that 60 frames per second, you can slow that footage down so it's not like all flying all over the place, and it'll still look kind of smooth. And it's really hard to control this thing. It's hard to get it where you want. I don't know if I'm going to be strapping this directly to a magnet, because the angle isn't that wide. So I feel like if I strap this like a foot up the magnet, all I would see is like the top of a magnet. So I think the best way for me to use this is just to tie it off like this, and if I think something is out there, leave this knot on this side. Like I was saying earlier in the video, this is kind of working like a bobber, so I think it was making it float through the water, something like this. At least that's what it was looking like in the footage. Oh, and in that footage, is it just me, or did you guys see a face in there? I swear I saw like some creepy underwater monster face, and it also looked like there was like a little hand tool or something under the water. Oh, and one thing I really do not like about this is the company's logo is plastered all over the footage. I am not a big fan of that. If I buy a GoPro, I don't want to see GoPro on the name of like the footage. You know what I mean? At that point, that's my footage. You know, they have no right to that footage, and I don't like that. It's like them trying to claim something that's not theirs, and that's truly how I feel. This isn't me just kind of like personally attacking this company. It's a cheap, crappy way of marketing. I think it's a very suspect way of marketing. It's like, here, give us this camera costs $250. And if you give these people $250, every time you record something, their name is going to be all over it. That is something I am not a fan of. It's kind of a ripoff, honestly. If I buy this is my footage. You know what I mean? That's my SD card. This is your camera I'm recording with. Just like I'm recording on a Canon camera right now, but there's no Canon logo plastered on the screen. You know, I'm using a Rode microphone, but you're not hearing somebody whisper Rode every 3 seconds. You know, to me, that's a lack of respect for the consumer. And, you know, like I said, I'm not trying to attack this company. This is just personally what I think. You know, if I buy something, I'm buying it to use it, not buying it to work around your footage. And I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm not a big fan of that. I'm really, really not a big fan of that. That big fact alone will be probably the biggest reason I do not use this camera in the future. Does it do what it's supposed to do? 110% yes. But having a logo on the footage, whoo, and a big one at that, that's about a quarter of the screen. And maybe there's a way to get it removed, but I don't know, and it wasn't in the directions. And one more thing, I think this is going to be my last complaint about the camera. Every time you turn this camera on and off, it resets to its original settings. So say you want to film at 720, 30 frames a second, or 1080, 30 frames a second. Basically, every time you turn this camera off, it resets back to 1080, 60 frames per second. So if you just want to film in 720 at 30 or 10 at 30, you're going to have to go through and reset that every single time. And that's honestly kind of annoying. Though I do have a lot of negative things to say, this camera did offer me a good look at the bottom side of the water. And I think it was a pretty cool way to use the camera, or I think it was pretty cool being able to actually see what was down there. I don't think I actually saw anything worthwhile, but that's just kind of because I wasn't really sure if this was working or not. And at the same time, I just don't know if I want to be using this again with their logo in it. I guess if I had to rate this thing, guys, first off, if I had to rate it at the price point for this camera for $250, I would honestly put it at like a 2-star camera, if that. And the biggest reason I'm taking stars away is because I don't know how to get that GoPro or the GoCam footage off, their logo off. I mean, to me, from a professional point of view, this isn't usable. I can't use someone else's footage with their logo. I can't use this footage with someone else's logo printed in the middle of it. I mean, it's in the corner, but that's a big logo, and I am not a big fan of that. So price point, I'm gonna put this around 2 stars on a 5-star scale. Like 1 to 5 stars, 5 being the most. This is like a 2-star camera for that perspective. As far as the quality of the camera, the footage that it can record, I'd say it's pretty similar to a GoPro. But you had their big Go Fish Cam logo just slammed onto the screen. Sorry if I'm shaking y'all, it's actually kind of cold out here. So I mean, the quality is there. I think the quality is there. But that Go Fish Cam logo is just such a huge freaking turnoff. I just don't know if... Basically, guys, what I'm trying to say is I think this camera does its job. I think it does what it's supposed to do. I think it records good quality footage, but at the cost of this company's logo being plastered onto your footage. And to me, that's just not acceptable. I do not like that. I will, until I can figure out how to get rid of that, I won't be using this in my videos. And until I can figure out how to get rid of that, I don't think I will be advertising this to you guys as a worthwhile camera to buy. And I hate to do that for a company that sent me this camera for free. This isn't a sponsored video. They literally just sent me this for free to test out and use in the videos and stuff. But if I'm going to use it in my videos, I know you guys are going to see it, and I don't want you guys to see me using something and go out and buy something just because you see me using it without fully knowing what this product is. And like I said, guys, I'm just a little disappointed in this camera. But alright, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end today's video. If you like today's video, go ahead and throw me a big old thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that sub button. You know, I'd love to have you tag along for the rest of my journeys. But yes, guys, I think that's it. It's cold today. It's Thanksgiving today. I need to go eat some turkey. I need to go eat some something. I ain't eating nothing today. But I seen a squirrel. I think I need to go grab my air gun. Yeah. We're having some squirrel for Thanksgiving, boys and girls. But alright, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I appreciate you. I love you. And I'll see you next time.